The second one. To order, and Commissioner White will lead us in our invocation and our Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's stand for prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much that we could be here healthy. Lord, be with us as we discuss the city's business. Give us wisdom. Lord, also be with those that are not feeling well or sick and give them healing. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Stand and face the flag, render the proper salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker? Commissioner Baker?
Present.
Commissioner Garver?
Here.
Commissioner White?
Here.
Vice Mayor Johnson?
Here.
Mayor Lamb?
Here. You had in your packet the minutes from our January 18 commission meeting. Any corrections, anything we need to change on those?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a second and a motion. A roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker? Here. Commissioner Garver?
Yes.
Commissioner White?
Yay.
I apologize.
Vice Mayor Johnson?
Yay.
Mayor Lamb?
Yay. You also had the minutes from our January 24 commission workshop meeting. Any changes in those minutes need to be made?
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker?
Yay.
Commissioner Garver?
Yes.
Commissioner White?
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson?
Yay.
Mayor Lamb?
Yay. Now's the time we have set aside to hear from our citizens. If you wish to share something with us, just approach the microphone and give us your name and your address. Seeing none, we'll go on with our agenda. Unfinished business, there is none. We'll go to our new business. The first item is a resolution 531. Would you read that caption, please?
A resolution of the City of Collegedale, Tennessee, requesting that the Hamilton County Legislative Delegation assist in renaming an intersection or section of roadway or bridge in honor of the late State Representative Mike Carter.
Who brought this before us?
So Representative Vital asked that we make this request. We've not nailed down which intersection or section of roadway yet. My recommendation will be the intersection of Lee Highway and Edgemond Road, unless someone has a better idea. But as of now, we've not nailed it down. But he wanted to get the request in this year's bill package.
Would that, are you talking about where the red light is up there at the intersection, just that area? So how far would it go to rename it, is what I'm thinking.
It would be the intersection similar to the Main Street and
Veteran.
Lee Highway intersection was.
Yeah, I think he was, of course, I know he was very instrumental, very vocal to get that approved, although it took time, not his fault. That's one option I think, yeah, we should look at.
He grew up on the Uluwaringo Road area, so that might be an option too. Even the intersection out here of Four Corners, Uluwaringo and Appleton Pike.
Okay.
Because wasn't his family farm right over here?
That's my understanding.
I'm certainly in favor of honoring Mike, but I'm wondering maybe if it's a good time for us to put together a little committee and decide if there's any criteria that we'd like to look at, or if it's just somebody wants to name something after somebody. I think it might be good to have some kind of things that we would consider as being appropriate to name something after. The one we have already says for veterans, and I think that was a pretty unanimous approval, but now that we're getting into people for different things, which I'm in favor of, I think it might be nice to have some ideas put down formally to say, we could look at those. And because there's going to be 6 bridges. Is that correct?
5.
6? I was told 6.
5 for
5?
Appleton Pike.
Okay. And I've had a couple people tell me, why don't we name those the Armed Forces bridges and name one after each of the Armed Forces? Well, I'm not the one that ought to take up that cross. I don't think I've been enough involved in this community possibly with veterans things, but there are people who are starting to think about this, and I think it's going to become more and more of a possibility as we grow. And I'm certainly in favor of doing something for Mike, but maybe we could have something a little formal that says that these are the criteria, because we've got some pretty special people in this community who've done an awful lot that actually live in the community too. That might be something to look at. Anyway, enough about it.
We can look at something like that. The way we're doing it though, by resolution, it would still, the commission would be the final say if they thought it was appropriate to name something after someone or a group.
Do we need to make a motion to approve, to give you
Yes.
authorization? I move to approve.
Okay, we have a motion for approval on 531. Yes, we have a second?
Second.
And so I guess my question would be, before we have a vote, so there's no more discussion about where this is that's what they want to do, this location, and there's not a better location, or we're just going with your recommendation? Is that what you're approving?
So-
What's your motion, I guess?
We're just
my
voting to
question.
allow this, to get the state to allow us to do it, because it has to go through the bill package right
Right.
now. The location
Right.
will be determined later. This
Okay.
just gets the process started, because with the state, as we all know, it takes a while to get things.
It took 2 years for veterans.
Yeah,
It
for
took 2
Veterans
years.
Parkway.
It did, yeah.
So,
This allows me to write the letter requesting it.
this is just
Okay.
authorizing way into, to
Okay.
write for approval, so.
Okay, I'm in favor of that for sure. I'm glad we had that clarification.
Okay, we have a motion and then a second for approval of Resolution 531. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Garver,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay. Our next item is approval of building automation system.
Good evening, everyone. I was wanting to present to you back in December 2nd, I had a bid opening for building automation system for both City Hall and library buildings. The bids came in, HSC of Tennessee came in at $28,373. Icon Air and Mechanical came in at $42,580. Jake Marshall Service Incorporated came in at $45,918. After reviewing those bids, I contacted the references for HSC of Tennessee, and I had an interesting dialogue, spoke with a gentleman by the name of David Kurd with Sevierville. Their population is 17,000, so comparable sized to Collegedale. Their cost came in at $27,000 for one 2-story building. Their high bid was $60,000, so there's a real big spread in cost when compared to the others. They said it resulted in cutting their utility bills in half for electric and reduction of 30% for gas bill. Took about 7 years to break even, he said. So I feel very competent and comfortable recommending for approval for HFC of Tennessee in the amount of $28,373.
And would this be to make sure that the lights turn off if they're not in use and that kind of automation?
Not right now.
Not right now.
That's added at a later stage, but right now it's merely just for the heating and air controls only.
And this is in the budget? We've got a
Yes.
budget for this?
Yep.
Good. I move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the bid for building automation system. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Garver,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next item is nomination for a member to the Park and Recs Advisory Board. And Christina's going to bring that to us.
Good evening.
Hey,
So we are due to nominate a new member to our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board, and I would like to nominate Mr. Robert Gould. He has been in Collegedale for about 7 years now. Is that correct? 7? All right. And he has been active on our foundation board in the past as treasurer, and he's also been great at volunteering and showing up to help us with our latest programs and events. So I would like to ask the commission to approve the nomination to have him on our Parks and Rec board
And when does he would roll on if we approve it?
immediately. Yes.
Okay.
And was it a year or 2 year?
It's 2 to 3.
2 to 3?
Mhm.
I make a motion, we accept.
Second.
and I'd like to make a comment about my friend Robert. We've gotten acquainted and he will do a wonderful job, and his heart and soul is in Collegedale. So I appreciate you getting him involved very much.
Okay, we have a second,
Good.
a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Garver,
Yes.
Commissioner White,
Yay.
Vice Mayor Johnson.
Yay.
Mayor Lamb.
Yay.
Thank you.
Welcome, Mr. Gould. Next is our city administration.
So just a couple of things. Right now, the agenda is still empty for Planning Commission next week, so there shouldn't be a meeting. And then our community survey will go live on Friday for people that did not receive a random request for them to log in and answer the survey. That's it.
Okay, anything, that's all you have?
That's all I have.
Okay. Commissioner White,
Nothing tonight.
Commissioner Garver?
Yeah, a couple things. One of them I really am hesitant to bring up because it could go a direction I don't want it to go. I attended the Chinese New Year celebration Sunday evening, and it was awesome. There were lots of people having lots of fun and lots of food, and it was a great fellowship time. Since that time, I've had some people, and I think something is unintended has happened. A lot of people think that everything that happens there is because of Collegedale sponsoring it and it's our thing. And I think that's something that might be wise to look at, because I know there are things that happen there that as a commission and as a city, we really don't have anything to do with because it's a separate entity. But it was interesting during these Olympics, there are a lot of people talking about why at China and why this, and the question was posed to me, how can the city of Collegedale promote a Chinese New Year party and whatever you want to call it, celebration, with all the challenges and problems that are going on over there? And I had to agree. I thought that was a valid question. But I also believe, from what I think I know about that celebration, there was a local group of people who were wanting to do this and used it for a fundraiser to help their kids and better the community. It wasn't really what it might look like from someone who didn't know. So I think as we go forward, there's so many good things happening over there. But this is really the first time I've heard somebody kind of bring up, what are y'all doing, when it had nothing to do with what we were doing. And I think that that's something that would be wise for us to take a look at. I got a interesting email this afternoon about someone who's trying to get a driver's license who lives in Collegedale and can't get the word Collegedale put on for where they live. And they were very, very unhappy. She said, I threatened to just sit down in there and not leave till they put it on there. And I looked at mine, and mine says Collegedale, and I still have the Ooltewah address as far as mail delivery goes because of the zip code. But they were really animate that if there's anything we can do for the driver's licenses, to actually put where you're from. Because if we go to voting, I mean, we shows Ooltewah, we may be in a different district or whatever. I don't know all the ramifications, but she was proud to be a Collegedale resident, and her driver's license says she lives in Ooltewah and Ooltewah. It was interesting, and I was very sympathetic. But if there is something that someone can look into, do something, I don't know. But mine still says Collegedale, and I hope it stays that way for a long time.
Do you get your mail through the post office?
I do.
That's
Both.
the reason
why.
why.
Both. I get both
That's why,
delivery in.
because I'm Collegedale, but,
I know about the mail delivery system. Yeah.
so that's the reason it has it on there, because that's how I receive my mail.
But it looks like your driver's license ought to tell the truth about the town you live in, to me. It just seems like it's a part
Tell
of
the
a great,
post office the sign is
great
one.
democracy. Yeah. When zip codes started to rule, we had some challenges, I guess. Anyway, that's all. That event was great. If any of you happen to go, it was very, very enjoyable. Lots and lots of people, and they were having a good time. And
It was sponsored by a church. It
Church.
was not
Right.
sponsored by a Chinese
Exactly.
nationalist. And so it was a fundraiser for their church and for the activities that they do over there. And I thought it was a very nice celebration. And
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry that someone
well,
questioned what we do. And
but I can
not
understand
doing
that. I
something.
can understand their question. Though.
So
I understand why they may have questioned it, but also I think that's where we come into the situation, because I went and it was very nice, and it was a church organization. But then it comes to that, separating certain things from state and whatever, because that is ran separate. And even though it is in Collegedale, we are mindful that we do have guidelines and things, and so do the operators of the commons. But I don't think we can exclude people because of their nationality or their, the fact that it was a church-oriented type thing. They want to share their culture. It's no different than Hispanics having a culture exchange and sharing food with and customs from their own country. Even though they're still, they're Americans, they're proud of it, and we're a diverse nation. So, but I understand what you're saying, though. Yeah, I really do.
So I'm glad I did not get that email,
I'm really
because they're probably U.S. citizens.
they are.
They are.
Long and short of it, they have a right. We're a diverse community. We welcome diversity. And I wish I could have gone to it. I had plans, but I just think that people find things more to really complain about without truly understanding. I mean, the college has Asian night.
Mhm.
You have all sorts of Asian food. My family loves to go to it.
Yes, yeah.
So I hate that kind of brings that type of light up in some people.
My point was information.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
it's
aware.
good.
I mean,
It's good for you to tell us. But I think, because I went and I saw what they're wanting to be part of the community and to contribute to the community. And that's what we want. We want to recognize every nationality and ethnic background. Didn't do anything against the law. They weren't trying really to convert anybody. They were just doing a fundraiser. and showing things that they do in the community to engage youth and so forth. So all churches do that, no matter what. So sometimes it's hard to accept change. And as I get older, I understand that fully, but I have to.
Okay, you have anything else, Commissioner?
I'll keep my mouth shut now.
I didn't ask that.
And I will apologize for answering my phone. I've been helping with fundraising for schools in the area. And I keep getting texts that I've been trying for 2 weeks to get a hold of people, and they all decide to text me while I'm up here in the commissioners meeting. So I'm texting them, I'll call you back, I'll call you back, I'll call you back.
I told him to do that.
I figured you did.
Vice Mayor, do you have anything for us?
I would just like to say, I had a couple conversations with Eric today from Public Works. He is always a pleasure to work with. This weekend, we had a MVC at Tucker Road that took out, unfortunately, a big power line with high voltage lines, and Homewood people were without electricity in Tucker Road from 8:30 that night till 7:26 the next morning. I appreciate the police officers staying there all night, making sure, because people were, even while the lines were still sparking and burning on the asphalt, people were trying to walk up to look at it. I mean, and they don't realize that they could get some voltage out of some of that maybe, but I appreciate the police department being there, protecting and watching over things. So that's all I have.
I have a question about the TRICOM building.
Mhm.
Has that been turned over to us as the city?
Not yet.
Okay. Would you refresh my memory on what our plans are maybe for it?
What we had discussed before was to use it for Parks and Rec,
Okay.
to remodel the inside and then wrap the outside, clean it up, and possibly add some public restrooms in the back of the building.
Okay.
They do need a building.
I think that after the election with a new county mayor and so forth, we should also start negotiating for them to deed us the library building, since we've been maintaining it now all these years.
That is a non-starter conversation with the current administration. I'll see how receptive the next mayor is.
That's the reason I said after the election. I've already talked to one of the people running,
Mhm.
that the city needs to have that building since we maintain it.
Mm.
Anyway, just keep that in your mind as we do go on. I don't have anything else.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Our commission meeting is adjourned.
Have a good one.
Y'all have a good
In a
week.
couple weeks.
You too.